There's the birds. Good morning and welcome to Viva Cafe con Leche with Lori and Margarita. And welcome to our new Facebook home, Facebook at Viva Cafe con Leche. This is so fabulous and we're so excited to be here on this channel, and we got an amazing amount of follows and likes in a very short period of time, and we want all of you out there to keep sharing the videos so that we get more people on, because we have so much great stuff to talk about. So before I keep going on and on about that, my name is Dr. Lori Monaco. I am from Align Yourself Inc. I am a life coach specializing in transformation and mindfulness practice. I am a speaker. I am a holistic practitioner, and I am the badass Buddha.
Buenos días, good morning, namaste, mi gente. This is La Margarita coming to you from sunny Florida. I am a spiritual and creative healing life coach, a writer, and an artist. And I am your gladiator guru.
Yes, she is.
All backwards because I don't know how to follow directions. But good morning and welcome to Viva Cafe con Leche.
Good morning. Look at those. Listen, I'm hearing those birds chirping away in your back in the background. Very happy day. How wonderful it is. So how are you, my dear? How is everything?
Good. I'm trying to find a watch party.
Yes, I'm doing the same. That's why we're both like fiddling. We're fiddling with this.
Yes, so please excuse us. It says share, but not start a watch party. Is that what you're getting to?
No, I got to start a watch party. Yep, and it's showing me. Yeah, you know, it's done that to me before on my other channel. So when we were doing it from the other channel, it would say stuff like that to me. So you can keep playing, you keep fiddling with that, and I will just talk. Oh my God, I'm not talking. That's just like, so good morning. How was your weekend?
My weekend was good. My daughter and my son-in-law took my mother and I out for brunch on Sunday, and
you guys were out for a while, right?
We went to,
which was great for your mom.
Swampkins or something. We went somewhere in Channelside, and then we went to Ella's, and on Sunday, Ella's is Soul Food Sunday. So my mother loved some chicken and waffles. And, it was hot, but it was nice. We had a good day. It was long. Being out in the sun with her like that, it drained her, but she enjoyed it. So that's what it's all about.
That's good. She had a nice vitamin D boost too. How did your mom do as far as just being out and about? Like, did you see a change in her spirit to be outside?
Yeah, no. It drained her, and then yesterday she was like spent, and it's because the past year with her dementia, she's filled with fear. So when she's driving with you, she like sees all the cars coming at you. So she's constantly trying to redirect me in driving. She'll tell me to go on a red light, but she's so tense because she's so fearful that she can't enjoy it. So by the time we got home, I washed her up. I put her jammies on, gave her some water, laid her down. By the time I turned around to get a blanket, she was already knocked out. So it was a good day in that part, but it drained her too much. So we can't do a lot of those outings.
Yeah.
I mean, I got to get her out because she needs the sun and stuff like that. But not to be in and out of the car the way we were. Like if we were to go somewhere, get out the car, stay there for like an hour, then put her back in the car and come home, that'll be fine.
Yeah, because I mean that was a good break from her because she was in the nursing home for how long?
Huh?
How long was she in the nursing home?
3 weeks. She was 3 weeks.
3 weeks, right? And so she hadn't gone anywhere, and it was limited where she was going prior to that. So it's good to get them out a little bit. But yeah, that is hard. It's challenging with people with dementia because their personalities are so different than they used to be. Sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad. But that anxiety does kick in tremendously for a lot of them, where, you know, they can't even travel, you know, too far with them. But that
Yes.
got her out though. I like the picture. If anybody saw the post with the 3 generations holding their glasses up, it was a fabulous picture. So.
Oh my God, that was my first time having a Bloody Mary.
You never had a Bloody Mary before? Ever?
No, I'm not too keen on
On the tomato
listen,
sauce, the tomato
I'm
juice?
a rum chick, right? Captain Morgan and me, we're like, what? And a tequila. And
I
occasionally
like
I
tequila
have
too.
a vodka and cranberry, but I mostly I like the rum and I love tequila.
Why did you have a mimosa? They didn't have them?
Yeah, they had them mimosas, they rise up after a couple sips and I'm like, ooh, 2 nights and I had to drive. So I was like, yeah, I
And you had
would
to take care of your
love
mom.
mimosa, but I am not a passenger.
Oh my gosh. So listen, we got a lot of shout outs. So good morning, Stephanie Nieves. Glad you're here. Karen Marie Lacante. The doc is in the house. She says, hi, gorgeous ladies. Hi, gorgeous Karen Marie. Iritza's on. Good morning, Iritza Martinez. Karen Marie says, oh, nursing home challenges. Yes, she's gone through that. Your sister?
Who said that? Who said that?
Karen Marie.
Karen Marie, I almost caught a case, girl.
Yeah, I don't think Karen Marie was on for that episode when you were talking about almost fighting all of them over there.
Yeah.
Sister Connie's on. Good morning, Connie. Glad you're here.
My sister.
Yeah, Connie.
Oh, hi, Connie.
So I'm on the regular channel, and so I did start a watch party too. I haven't been seeing who else is on, but
Yeah, I see that you did.
did you? You still couldn't get it started?
Normally, I could as well. Let me see if I got it now. Hold on.
Maybe it's because I started one. Maybe only one could start. No, that shouldn't work out that way.
No, because you did it last time, and I'm not too happy with this because I like to have.
Do you want me to stop the watch?
No, not at all. Not at all.
You probably get more people on your end. I should just stop it so you get.
I don't get it. But we can keep talking. So, what's your coffee for today?
What's your coffee for today, my friends? What are we doing here? We're like fiddling with this stuff. This is too funny.
So you started one. I'm sorry, mi gente. I just hate not realizing what we can do. So yeah.
Ephra said good morning too. He's on the watch party.
Buenos días, Efraín.
Let me see if I could share it. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. All right, let's focus here. Focus, people. So,
yeah, but I don't have anything. I don't have.
Try it now. We're fiddling with our new Facebook page. So you go ahead and share it. I took it off my share. So Ephraim, if he got booted off or anybody got booted off, then we need everyone. Lillian, good morning, Lillian. And Sonia's on. Sonia Rodriguez, good morning, beautiful.
Sonia's on. Hola,
Lillian
Sonia.
said, good morning, queens. Taken from the other queen. Good morning, Queen Lillian. We're very happy that you're here. And Karen Marie says, I miss coffee so much. So Karen Marie must have given up coffee, but that's okay. There's always a replacement, you know, there's always a replacement. So no worries at all. Okay. So yes, what type of coffee are you drinking? Let's see your cups. Remember now you can post. So you can post to the Facebook page, please do, so we can start collecting the coffee mugs. If you're on Facebook, we also have the Instagram page that you can post your cups to. And very soon, so probably by mid-September, we will have the YouTube channel up and running. And we're trying to sort of figure all of this out, whether we want to run simultaneously and record here and in Facebook and YouTube Live, or if we're just going to upload to YouTube afterwards. But we want to reach a much wider audience. Not that you guys are not fabulous. We know you, all of you people are fabulous. It's just that we really want this to kick off. So we're asking you to share. Go back to old episodes and view, because, you know, we've had some really great episodes, and we want to see at least 500 views per episode as the minimum. and we're not quite hitting those marks. So we want to start setting goals for ourselves, not because we just think we're such badasses and we want to get out there and everybody see us. It's more about the conversation. You know, if you've really been liking these conversations, and if you have ideas for conversations that you feel like we haven't touched upon yet, give us some feedback, you know. Let us know, send us a message, put some stuff in the comments section, email us. You can also, if you want to be on the show too, and on our Thursday show, and you think you have something fabulous to talk about, and even if you pick a topic that you really know well, and then just run it by us, you know, we would love to have you on. We're starting to have people inquire about coming on Thursdays to be our guests. So if you think you're one of those people, you know, definitely reach out to us. Did you get it up and running, your watch party?
I think so. Everybody who Lori mentioned and who hasn't been mentioned because I was busy fiddling, good morning. Welcome to Viva Cafe con Leche. I'm so happy you're on and you're sharing this beautiful morning with us. Hit like, share, comment. Let's just get it out there.
So Karen Marie puts, you put coffee equals a poop emoji and a like a frustrated face. That's so funny. Sonia Rodriguez, good morning, and she's drinking Bustelo this morning. Francia, Sonia's.
Oh, Sonia.
Francia's on. Good morning, Francia. She said good morning. She said, yes, Lord. I'm sorry. Yes, load in a YouTube channel. You are badasses. And Aritza said, hi, my girls. Boy, you guys are all feisty this morning. I think it's the new channel, Margie. I really do. I think that everybody feels like this camaraderie now that we have, like, specifically that channel. What do you think?
Yes, and drinking coffee because, you know, we express the love of coffee, what it does to my palate and the shivers it sends down through me.
I never get bored of her description.
It does. It's just like, it's like that. That, you know, when you're kissed on the neck and your whole body shudders, like, woo.
Well, okay, wait, I have to interject. If the cup of coffee is good, because if it's a bad cup of coffee, it's just like a bad lover. You're like, oh God, please let this thing, I'm just gonna have to throw.
And why would you waste a second of your life on bad coffee? I taste bad coffee. I spit it out.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
But I, you know, so, and that's what it is because, mi gente, when you're having a cup of coffee, you're never truly alone because coffee's a language all on its own. Right. It's like, it speaks volumes. It's so comforting. And if you're not a coffee drinker, then I'm so sorry for you. I don't even have words for you. I don't know what tea makes you feel like in the morning. I love tea, but it's never my go-to in the morning. It's, you know, so I'll have tea throughout the day, but my morning coffee is a great orgasm. I talk a lot about orgasms because I've been deficit for like almost a year now, and it's like, oh my God.
No masturbating? You know, we talked the whole show about masturbation.
You know, every now and again, I treat
you need any good toys? Is that what it is?
I don't use toys. I told you I'm magically orgasmic. I don't even need to be naked to reach an orgasm.
Oh my God, you're so funny. Well, if you're deficit though, it sounds like you need to up your game a little.
You know what? It's the touch. It's not, you know, we women of the world, we're the most powerful species in the universe. We don't need a man to satisfy. We own that shit to wake up to that. But you still need touch. You still need the human touch. You need to feel that sweaty body all over you, dripping in your face. You need to feel all that. That's like the whole, like when you're in a car and you're that's what that is. And
what is it with you in the car?
The
car. Oh my God, it's like you in the car. You have this thing about the car.
The car. And that's what it is. So right now, that's why I foam my milk and I put my cloves in my coffee grounds with a pinch of salt, and then I slow brew it, and then I put the cinnamon.
So rubbing the coffee against your body is just not touch you're looking for?
So when I taste it, that's what I'm envisioning. So that when it's going down, and I feel it go down here, it's like, ooh. So that's right. So
you're saying you swallow. That's what you're saying.
Oh, I swallow. So yes, and
Oh,
that's
we're
why
just a little feisty this morning, aren't
with
we?
my 3.5 hours of sleep, that's why I'm like, I'm good. Life is good.
My goodness. So let's set our intentions for this week. It was funny. Margie and I had our meeting last night. Both of us were exhausted. Both of us were stressed. Both of us were tired. And we just, it's so funny that we're both like this way this morning because we so were not last night. And we both are having challenges on a personal level, and but whatever, nothing like horrible. It's just one of those things. It's like it's almost like this energetic cloud sort of sitting over. So, you know, let's set our intention for all of us this week. Let's just not set it for just today. Let's set it. Let's have an intention of having an absolutely fabulous day today, a peaceful day. But also our Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all the way up until our next session together on Tuesday. But let's do the whole entire week and set it for love and laughs and who gives a shit, and let the shit go and all that stuff. Because I think, you know, as we are shifting into September, for those of you that have children and are getting back to school, some of you already are, and some of you are just sort of working into it. There's another shift of stress coming in. So let's just enjoy the ride and let the shit go and just be at peace, and the hell with all these other people and whatever, and just, right? What else could we say? Lots of laughter, find the beauty. What else do you have to add?
You know, take those little moments you have. Like Lori said, yes, yesterday we're tired. We have a lot processing here, taking care of other people, trying to maintain our focus in our personal lives as we're trying to grow new ideas and water those seeds. And anyone who knows me know I do not have a green thumb, so I'm scatterbrained sometimes and it's too much. But you got to take a moment to just sit with yourself. And it's like I wrote in my book, you know, for women, you know, there's going to be moments when you feel restricted and you feel like cumbersome and like you're suffocating because everything's around you. Bitch, take your bra off and throw it across the room. Just do it. Just do it and free yourself for that moment, because we deserve those moments throughout the day when we're busy doing something for either our home, our children, our work. We need to periodically throughout the day just take 5 to 15 minutes and just sit with yourself. Listen to your heartbeat. Feel the beauty of that life that's thriving inside you, and then know you can face anything that's coming. But yes, set these intentions. What do I want to accomplish for me? Not what's around you, not your house. What do you need to paint, clean, organize, purge? You know what? That happens every day. But the actual setting the intentions and holding yourself accountable to something that's going to add beauty to your spirit, then we have to take out the time to do it. Because if not, what are you saying about the value you hold for yourself? Don't expect anyone else to come at you with respect and honor and love and affection if you're not giving it to yourself. Yes. Throughout the day. I'm not saying first thing in the morning, right before you go to bed. No, the same way I pray all day because Father God, please help me. You got to take out time for yourself. You know, like yesterday, I was like, Margie, just grab a book, any book, and just sit down for 15 minutes. And I grabbed the book, and it was a book about angels. And I read it. I'm like in page 20, and I started from the first cover, and that's me, because I love to read, and I'm saying I have so much to do right now. And I said, you know what, fuck it. This is my time right now. So you got to own that. So Lori, I'm sorry. I just sometimes we think that everybody.
Don't apologize.
Nothing can be handled. We can't take care of anything until we nourish our spirits.
That's right.
You know, we feed our mind happy thoughts so that our spirits can be content. And then we can look at everything with rose-colored glasses, not like with these
blinders on.
Yeah, with blinders on, just focus. Okay, I gotta clean, I gotta wash clothes, I gotta cook dinner, I gotta call so and so. No, because that's still you pouring out of your cup.
Yes.
Take 10 to 15 minutes, throughout your day and start filling your own damn cup.
Yep. Francia says
When
self-care.
you start sipping that Kool-Aid, it's going to taste so good. It's going to be so refreshing, and it's going to be energizing.
And make sure it's actually really good Kool-Aid, not the bad Kool-Aid, like sipping from the big Kool-Aid thing that somebody told you to sip from, because we don't want it to be poison.
Yeah, that's what I say. Your own Kool-Aid. Fill your own damn cup and drink from that.
I don't like Kool-Aid, so I'm not going to use the Kool-Aid thing for myself, but I'll find something else to drink.
Take a shot of tequila in the middle of the day. Someone said, Margie, I wish it was that easy. I don't have time to even go to the bathroom. Nancy, it is that easy.
And you make the time. You have to make
yes, yes.
When we say, listen, there's the expression that says, whether you can or you can't, you are correct. So if you say, I can't because I don't have the time, you are absolutely right. The moment you say, I can make the time to do this, you will always find the time. Because if somebody asks you to do something, Nancy, you would find the time to be able to do that for that person, or if something else needed to be done, you would magically find the time. But we have a ridiculous tendency to say, I can't, I won't, I don't have the time for ourselves. And so just make it. Even if it means going to the bathroom, like literally just go to the bathroom, and you don't have to be going to the bathroom, just sit in the bathroom. And so nobody bothers you, because nobody's going to bother you in the bathroom. And you do your 5 minutes just sitting there, breathing or whatever. Make sure the air's clean, I suppose, if you're going to breathe in the bathroom.
And Nancy, that's valid. And it's not wrong for you to believe that. And just give me a couple minutes, Lori. And I'll tell you why, because I know you take care of your grandkids. But let me tell you, the first 6 months of me stopping, pressing pause on my life, leaving work, losing the paycheck, the insurance, everything. And then I was home taking care of Eric. By this time, he was already completely paralyzed. The first 6 months, I got a chair because I am a thrifty shopper. I got this Queen Anne chair that I loved, and I had it cleaned. And I put it outside the French doors to our bedroom. And for 6 months, I would take care of Eric, and when he would nap, I would sit in that chair, just in case he coughed or he choked. ALS was new to us. He was newly paralyzed completely. I didn't know the ins and outs of it. And I felt that my gypsy spirit was slowly dying. I felt my light dimming. I was lost. Like if I had amnesia, like nothing was recognizable to me, nothing tastes the same. I felt like I had lost total control of my life. Not that it was taken from me, but that I lost it, because now I was this person that was only here to take care of somebody. And after 6 months, it's like I woke the fuck up. And then I alternated. When he slept, I cleaned, I did this. At night, when I finally put him to bed at night, I steam cleaned the whole house, doorknobs, everything was cleaned. And then I painted till 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. That was my alone time. So I'm not telling you to stay up. I'm just a night owl. But what I'm saying is there are moments in the day where you need to dedicate solely to you.
Yes.
God breathes air into you every day because you have a purpose. It's not for you to just give up on yourself, because if you give up on you, then you give up your hope and you give up your faith.
And then resentment comes in too, because after a point, you can only give for so long without giving something back to yourself. And then at some point, resentment will kick in. It could be weeks, months, it could be years. And when it hits pretty hard. And all of us that have done that to ourselves at some point in our lives could really, explain that really well to you. But I mean, I've been there myself, and the resentment sometimes is really hard to get past. And then when you do, though, it's that you'll never let it happen again. Let's put it that way. You will be able to stop yourself. Even if you forget just for a moment, you start to glide into that autopilot of not taking care of yourself. Then all of a sudden you'll wake up very much more rapidly, and then say, okay, wait, I got to take a moment for myself. And it doesn't matter what somebody else says. That's the other piece too, is that if somebody else around you is making you, and we're not just talking specifically to Nancy, this is to anybody. If somebody around you has an expectation of your duties and what you're supposed to be doing, and they don't believe that you should have time for yourself because that's not the way it is. Interestingly, the people that say this are usually the ones that have the time for themselves. But don't buy into that. It is your life. You have to fill your cup, just like Margie was saying, and you have to stand up for yourself to take it back. So we're going out to this fantastic conversation, but we also want to get into our actual.
Yes, yeah, you're right, Lori. And no, and I thank you for bringing up about setting the intentions, because look, like Iris says, after you said, then you feel resentment, Iris said, yeah, then you hate yourself.
Yes.
And then Nancy says that, I don't know, she says, I am a night owl, Margie. I wish I could do that. All I do is cry when I'm alone. Well, use that alone time in between your in between your tears to pray, because it is when we are the most vulnerable that we really speak from the heart. So use that time. You know God, Nancy. And you know, I can't even say it enough. And it's funny because when I talk about God and I'm around people, they look at me funny. And so I stopped them and I said, yeah, I have tattoos. I curse. I smoke. I'm a heathen, but Jesus loves me. So, only because I can attest to that, because when I've cried out for help, he's always showed up for me, whether he or the angels he sends for me. But all I know is that the supernatural is always there. And you have to put into work, like Lori said. You have to believe that you are worthy, and you cannot say out of one side of your mouth that you believe and love God, and at the other side spit on him for creating you when you're doing nothing with your time. And if you're helping people, you know, Mother Teresa was one of a kind. Jesus is one of a kind. We can never be them. You know, there's only one Jesus, and I think the way this world's going, there's only going to be one Mother Teresa. So don't try to emanate them. Be who you are and be selfless, because in being selfless, then you are self-loving.
And you know what? I'm going to ask the tribe to give a shout out to Nancy, because Nancy it's not just about Nancy. It's about all of us. And we all need to be picked up and lifted sometimes. But it really makes me, it hurts my heart really to hear her say that she cries every night, because I mean, we've all been there at one time or another in some element. So I'm going to ask the tribe to just give a shout out to Nancy and to all the other women. Just tell her that we're all here for you, and that you can reach out to us. Nancy, you could reach out to me and Margie at any time, and we can figure something out and set something up, or get you the boost that you need, because that's what we do as coaches anyway. But the tribe is important too. It's up to us to back each other up. So I'm going to ask in the comments to just put a special shout out to Nancy and just shower her with love and tell her that she is beautiful, and that she is worthy, and that she is deserving, and that you've been there and you understand. So that, I just want to,
that God loves your heathen ass, Nancy. Marina says, I am alone, but I watch the birds, squirrels, and I know that God is always with me. Amen, Marina. Yes. And Nancy Harding, let me tell you, she worked at Blackham School since my kids were young. She's always been a part of our lives. She's you know, really close with Iritza. But I've known Nancy, wow, since Tiffany was about what, Nancy, 10? No, younger. Because little Robert was in first grade. So little Robert was 6. He's 30 years old now. So, yeah, and Nancy is that spicy, hot, in your face, I don't give a shit type of Italian woman.
Love it.
Yeah, so, yeah. So, just your alone time is the best time to open up and free yourself and cry. I wish I can cry. Cry and just purge so that you leave room to receive grace and love. That you know, but if not, yeah, call me, call Lori.
And Sonia says, that's right, amen to that. So she was probably referring to stuff that you were saying or I was saying, and she said, God knows your heart. So absolutely. So let's make things a little bit lighter and more fun for the remainder of the time so that we could get Nancy laughing and everybody else, and talking junk and whatever. So let's talk about, the topic for today was, are you high or low maintenance? And some of the questions that we can ask besides that, asking if you are high or low maintenance. We're going to define it. So Margie's going to define it in a moment. How do you know if you are? Is it based on cost, time? What are your grooming habits? Why are you this way? Have you always been this way? And would people agree with your answer? That's the other piece. If you say you're low, maybe somebody's saying that you're high. So Margie, tell us what the definitions of high and low maintenance are.
Well, I can give you high maintenance. So everything about high maintenance, just know it's the opposite for the low maintenance. So, but I read a thing from Scott Mayer, and he's a relationship expert from the dating apps advice. And he says there's 3 sides to the maintenance equation: physical, emotional, and financial. So he says if you're high maintenance, low maintenance. I'm gonna start with the one thing. I'm sorry. He said he explains that low maintenance, which I claim to be, means you only want what is easy for the other person to provide. That shit slapped me in the face. I was like, I must be too tired at 2 a.m. to be reading this and writing it. And I'm like, what do you mean? Why does me being low maintenance has to have something to do with what the other person can provide? Anyway.
Yeah, I don't agree with that statement at all.
So it says if you are high maintenance, avoiding the bitchiness side, of course, because people who are high maintenance are the most conceited, stuck up little bitches. Like, you need to walk across the street from me right now because I will mess up your hair. You may be the best of all worlds for a man who can afford your taste. So he says the physical maintenance is someone who takes more than 20 minutes to get ready in the morning. You have more than one personal care appointment each week. So let's say you have a manicure appointment a week, that's fine. But if you if you get your mani, pedi, a wash, trim, blowout, or just a wash and blowout every week, wax, and a massage, then yeah, babe, you're high maintenance.
So was this article written by a man or a woman?
This article's written by a man, Scott Mayer. I told you that's why I made his name very clearly in the beginning. So it says, you're high maintenance if they invite you to the pool and you wear heels and jewelry to the pool. Or you're too delicate, like to pick up the yard, throw out the trash, wash the dishes, sweep, because then you have to bend down and pick up the dirt. That's part of the high maintenance, the physical. The emotional high maintenance is if you get a phone call and you must know who it is and why they're calling. I think this part was the high maintenance when you're attached to somebody.
So he's saying that if he gets a phone call, the woman wants to know
who and why. Who is it and why are they calling him?
I think this guy has issues. I don't think he was a very good. He's a very good choice for writing a high or low maintenance. In fact, I think women should be writing and deciding if we're high or low maintenance.
Well, I was looking for several.
Because men can be high and low maintenance as well. And this is just the assumption that we're only, right?
No, I've met men who are high maintenance. So let me tell you something. I love a clean man. I love a man who manicures his nails and puts clear nail polish on it. I love a man who tweezes their eyebrows. I love a man whose feet is as important to him as it is to a woman. But a high maintenance man, they're like so bitchy.
It's just like a woman.
I want a man who's clean and make sure that everything's done, but not someone who's going to be in the mirror longer than I am.
Yes.
Or who's going to be in the mirror with his third finger putting on the anti-aging thing on. And I'm like, what the hell is he doing? And like I said, it takes longer in the mirror than I am. Or, so yeah.
Lily had said that the writer of that she said he's full of it. Yes. And you could say
so that's why
it's fine.
As to why I wrote him down.
Okay, yes, go ahead.
So then it says, an emotional high maintenance person is somebody you never ever tease about the way they look. You insist on going into the town even when your guy is under the weather. He'll get over it. That's a high maintenance bitch, right? If you call him, he better pick up on the first 2 rings. And then says you are totally okay, considered to be vain and shallow, and think more people should try it on for size. This is again from the man's thing. The financial high maintenance is somebody who only wants to go to 5-star restaurants and hotels, will only wear labels from trendy boutiques, never want to wait to buy something. They want to get it right now, even the boob job, because they know that eventually somebody's going to pay it. So they don't care about acquiring debt. And you are so picky that everyone who loves you knows to let you pick out your own present, since you won't be happy with something that someone else picked for you. And I know people like that.
Yeah,
so yeah,
I
the
agree.
reason that I wanted to pick him, because I read several, and I'm like, okay, everybody's gonna know what a high maintenance chick is, but I wanted the man's point of view because I am more of owning your now and living in your moment, own your damn life type of shit. So by reading what a man thinks about us, yeah, it might be true. Not everybody likes to clean the bathroom. I like to do the dishes because the sound of the running water is very relaxing to me. That's like shedding the tears that I can't physically shed. So sometimes when I'm like, whatever, not feeling right, I'll go wash dishes or I'll bleach the sink and I let the water run. That's my issue. But anyway, so this is how a lot of men want to perceive us, yet they expect the high-end quality of us. Me personally would say that if you are high maintenance, be okay, own that shit, right? Because you know that you maintain that type of lifestyle. Because in reality, a high maintenance chick or low maintenance chick chooses to be that, not because any men are in sight. Do you agree? I'm low maintenance. I'm that Goodwill type of chick. I'll go to Goodwill. I buy my best linens from there, my linen outfits and everything. Take them, clean them. It's brand new. So what happens? If you own who you are, then you're okay, either high or low. But Lori, you wrote some stuff.
Did I?
Lori, you were talking about stuff yesterday. So, okay, so let me bring it back in because I go all over the place. I wanted to write what this man said because if you heard what I said in the beginning, this was written by Scott Mayer, a relationship expert from the dating apps advice. That's what it's called. So you see what that is telling us, that even in today's millennium, the men are still trying to explain us.
Oh, okay. I see where you're going there. That's a good, I'm glad you pulled that to that.
Yeah. So they're still trying to explain us to the populace. And then some people are stupid enough there's women that are stupid enough to believe this. We are all a little bougie.
Yeah, no, men and women. It's not just, it's men and women.
Personally don't get my nails done because 1, I have eczema. And 2 is because my hands are always, like I said, in water, or they're washing my mom's ass, or I'm painting or writing. So I don't care for that. But everybody likes to get their hair done. I would love to get a pedicure every week. I would be with my weekly appointment getting a pedicure. So, I mean, everybody is bougie. Everybody's low maintenance at some points in their life. But Lori, I wanted you to talk about it because you were saying some good stuff yesterday. You didn't write it down? I
don't remember, no. But I'll say this though. What it comes down to is high maintenance people, whether it's a man or a woman, are demanding. They're more demanding. They want things a certain way and they have a high expectation of self. And unfortunately, people around them, because they have to create what they're creating for themselves, they also it has to coincide with the people around them. Low maintenance people tend to be a little bit more easygoing. They kind of go more with the flow. They don't put as much effort in. Either end of the spectrum is, it's not saying that high maintenance people are not good. I mean, I don't ever want people to think that. Because high maintenance, again, with that kind of demand, they have a certain element about themselves that they feel that they deserve. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's just like, even when sometimes people say low maintenance, oh, they're low maintenance women, for instance, are much better. No, because you could be so low that you just don't even give a crap. Like you don't do your hair, you don't do anything. So it's more about the intention behind it, I would say, right? So if you just, like, I view myself as low maintenance too. I'm a very go with the flow. It's not saying that I don't make an effort into myself. It's just, it doesn't take me long to put makeup on. You know, my hair, thank God I have curly hair, and I literally wash my hair at night, braid it, and then overnight, and then in the morning I just take the stuff out and it's done for the day, and it's fabulous. I don't have to mess with things. So I am low maintenance. I don't take long to get ready. But it's not saying that I don't make an effort, you know, and it's just like, I mean, look at how beautiful Margie looks this morning, and she made an effort. Didn't take her that long, but she's got the style going on. It could be perceived by other people to say, oh, look at her, God, she's so high maintenance, based on how you look. But you know that this didn't take long, and you're not fanatic about it. You know, we're on camera, so we're going to be putting the effort in. But the minute, like, we get off the camera, it's like, you know, she wasn't going to put the turban on in her head, you know, unless maybe she was going somewhere. But I think it's really the attitude on both, and again, men and women. It's not, and owning it, like you just said. If you are high maintenance and you own it, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Just make sure that you don't spill it over. I think that's the part that I get the icky taste for me, is that when people are either end of the spectrum, they spill it over into the other people that are around them. So like, if you're high maintenance, you have this command that you expect everybody else to sort of understand this and have to abide by what you're doing. If you're going to take long, then you take long. Don't
and get up earlier and handle your shit. If you know it's going to take you an hour to put your makeup on, then start 30 minutes before I'm up, so that while I'm taking a shower and getting ready, at the end of the other 30 minutes, we out. Don't start when I'm starting, because then I'm going to be waiting, and then we're going to have issues and complications. And that's
right.
What happens a lot. I don't care if it's my daughter or my sister, but that's what happens. my sister Connie, I hope she's still on. She always tells me, what are you doing? You're always walking around in circles. And it's like, and I never realized that until she told me. So, but Marina says, when you are happy with yourself, you really don't need any of that. Once in a while is okay, but not every week. Yes, this is true. All of that doesn't make you better. True. Marina says. My son-in-law, Henny, says, good morning. Petey says, I know a few people like that. Henny says, I love cleaning, and he does. And then he says, yeah, she's not allowed washing dishes in my house. He's talking about me. Because I let the water run.
Oh my God, so funny. Tiffany says, hola. Tiffany's on. Good morning, Tiff. And Lillian said, everyone should want the best. Absolutely. And Lillian, that's a great point, Lillian, because it's your definition of what the best is. You know, if honestly, and it is also, it's an element of self-care. Like, if you want to go get that pedicure or manicure every week and do your hair, and it makes you feel good about yourself, then do it. We're not saying that. And don't let somebody talk junk to you about saying, oh, you're such high maintenance because you do all of that stuff. If you make your own money and you make your own appointments and you make it out of your own time and you don't ask, push it on anybody else, you have the right to do whatever you want, and they could say whatever they want about you or high, low maintenance. I have no problem with that whatsoever. I love seeing women looking great. I love seeing men looking great. I think for me, I just get annoyed with the extremes where the people are real high maintenance or extremely low maintenance, when it starts to affect the people around them that they throw it on top of them. So, just who cares if it takes you long? If you could afford it and you're spending the money, then do it. See, for me, I don't want to spend the money on that stuff because I don't necessarily have to. And it's not saying that I cannot, pump it up if I had to. Like, I always joke because I'm like Margie, like, I do not have long nails, partially because of what I do as a chiropractor, but also because I'm always working in the yard. I'm always in dirt. I'm always doing something. So why would I have that stuff, you know? And I could go from like working in the yard, filthy, dirty, sweaty, outside for hours, come in, shower, clean myself up within like a 30-minute time frame, put on a hot looking dress and some pumps and go out. I mean, and I love that about myself. And that's why I feel like I'm low maintenance, because I can do that. But that works for me. I would never want that to have an expectation of somebody else who likes to take a little bit longer because they feel they need to do that.
Absolutely.
Lucky. Like, you know, I have hair that does not require a lot, or I don't mind just putting it back, you know, putting it back in a ponytail and using that part of the outfit, you know. And the same, like, again, like, look at Margie, you know, just put up in a turban and just, right.
Absolutely. And you're right. Henny says she's definitely not high maintenance, but she can rock anything and still look expensive. My scarf, this is an infinity scarf.
It's true.
So there's no opening in. I paid $1.50 for this at a consignment shop in Derby. Brand new. It had the tags. This is a shirt dress. It's the one that comes down. I don't have a bra on. But this is a shirt dress that you wear like this, right?
Any excuse.
I paid $2 for this at a thrift store. So yes, $2 Walmart earrings. This I paid $35 for. And I bought in the Blue Mountains in Georgia when my son-in-law treated me for my birthday. So this jewelry, I will like do that. But
and by the way, our next conversation, not next, but an upcoming conversation should be the bragging part of when people pay a lot of money for their clothes and jewelry and pay the littlest amount of money for their clothes or jewelry, because we brag about both sides of it.
Iris said it's hard having two queens getting ready in the morning. Good morning, Frankie.
Yeah, good morning, Frank.
And then our Janice, my son-in-law, said, let me see that $2 shirt again.
And grab the boobs. Grab the boobs.
I'm always bothering him. But you're absolutely right. So whether you're high maintenance, my daughter's high maintenance. That bitch be getting on my nerves. She's high maintenance. But she also has texture issues. Certain cloths she just can't deal with. So when she comes into my sanctuary, she always chooses to sit on the futon that I have back here, because it's a different texture than the sectional that I have. So it don't matter what's going on. She's like, I just can't. And I'm like, you're so bougie. How you come from me? But it's also like people who can't eat oatmeal because of the texture, or applesauce. So there are a lot of people. So before we judge anyone who seems to be like, oh, like bougie. And
Tiffany
like,
said, yes, I am. Tiffany said, yes, I am. And
she is.
Sonia said she's always been a fashionista. So
always. And that's my fault. That's my fault. I take full responsibility for my kids just being the way they are. But they didn't see me. They weren't raised seeing me like that. But that's just who they are. So you have to mold them, but then let them stay true to who they are. I don't know. But yeah, so it's also texture. So before we go judging people on being stuck up and conceited, there are other factors behind it. Before you judge Lori and us for being thrift store shoppers, or cleaning out the yard and just get grounding, because to me that's what it is. It's grounding. It's becoming one with the universe, and that's like the most beautiful. So for all you stuck up bougie people who don't like to do dishes, go stick your hand in the dirt. You'll thank us later. So anyway, so yes, so
unless you stick your hand in the dirt and then you go, oh God, then you're a bitchy high maintenance.
Yeah, just stick it, just feel it, just grab it, like, woo, the way you want to be grabbed.
Sonia wrote, wait, I gotta read what Sonia. Sonia said, your daughter does look high maintenance. LOL, love her swag, looks cute with anything she wears. Oh,
she is. Ask Henny, ask my son-in-law. This girl owns, and it's not that I'm bragging, but it's because Henny spoils her. He picked up where I left off. So she has like a Gucci little bag you take here, the crossbody Gucci. She has Louis Vuitton. She has Tory Burch. She has all this, and I don't do name brands at all. I'm
Unless you got it at the thrift store for $1.
No, that's the problem.
Not even if you get it for $1 at the thrift.
No. The only time I use it, my daughter gave me her other Tory Burch big black bag that I traveled to Hong Kong with, Thailand, all of this, right? I love this bag. I travel all the time with it. It's a huge black one. And you know what? When I put it on and I'm walking through the airport or whatever, I notice the attention the bag gets. I'm like, because it's a Tory Burch, but it's all black, and that's why I love it. So the only time you'll see me wearing a name brand thing is when my daughter says, "Mommy, do you want this?" I just don't use it anymore. I'm like, give me that use them. Or if I like it, because I don't like Louis Vuitton. I don't like the colors.
Tiff, you are awesome, Tiff.
I wouldn't, if it's black, solid black or a green, like I inherited her beautiful lime greenish Michael Kors bag. So I just thought, you know, I'm thinking, okay, it's a Michael Kors bag. She got it from Marshall's. So I'm cleaning it out and I take it back. And I was like, oh my God. I said, Tiff, Penny, are you okay with her giving me this bag? He's like, why? And I said, because inside one of the tight pockets inside the bag, I pulled it out. It was I guess the price thing that they keep in there. It was almost a $400 bag. He's like, psh. She always wants something. And then after a couple uses, she throws it in the closet. So Nancy said,
Tiffany, so listen, she's jumping in on you, man. She's jumping in. She's saying, I
love her. You know what? But again,
I work hard for it. Yes, you do, my dear. It's a big difference. So then she's just laughing. So yes, no, unapologetic. That's the whole point. The whole point is that if somebody says to you, whether you are a male or female, and if the opposite person or the person, your significant other, which doesn't have to be an opposite person, says to you that you are low maintenance, you're too low, or you're too high maintenance, just all you got to do is take it in. And first off, think, what do they mean by that? And is it me or is it them? Because maybe you are a little too high, maybe you are too a little low, and you need to sort of reevaluate a little bit and sort of tone it down a little bit or pull it back up to a more natural flow, even though you might say, no, it feels more natural to me. But if you're spending a lot of money and you're having these things just to prove something to other people, then that's going to exhaust you and break you. It's going to keep you broke, okay? But if it's them saying this because they don't agree with that lifestyle and you are full-fledged, you are an individual who, I can afford this, I do it for myself, I'm not asking you to do it.
That's Tiffany and Henny, yeah.
And they're saying this to you, then they have no merit for what they're saying. You know, just because it's not saying that somebody who's high maintenance is so stuck up that all they're going to do is buy themselves or make other people buy things for them and then, you know, walk around and not give to other people. I mean, listen, I have been around some, and I know Margie has too, because we've had a conversation about this. We have been around some very high dollar people. You know, we've been at organizations, fundraisers, where these people we're talking people that are making at least $500,000 a year, usually higher than that. They have a lot of money. You can tell by what they wear. They look high maintenance. You get to know them and you can decide very rapidly by their personality if they really are high or if that's just what they're wearing because that's what people wear in that you know, genre of people. And they're the most generous, good-hearted individuals, even if they are high maintenance, you know? So it's true. We can't, we're not saying to make any judgments. We just want you to look at yourself and say, what works best for me? Does it work best for me to be high maintenance? If somebody said to me, oh, you need to be a little bit more high maintenance, it wouldn't work for me unless it was easy. And it's not saying I'm lazy, because I'm not lazy. I just choose not to put that much time and effort. If I have to put that much time and effort into fixing myself up, then I could find a gazillion other things to do in that time period.
It's not time, man. I'm naturally beautiful. My shit just flows. So you know what? I have two styles. When I'm out, I'm beautiful. Woo! And when I'm home, I look homeless. So you know what? I have the best.
Still beautiful, but you still look beautiful homeless. You are the most beautiful homeless person ever.
So I don't make never mind. And not to be confused, high maintenance, and I'm going to talk about Tiffany because that's the closest I have.
Tiff, she's going to owe you big time for this conversation today.
Because she's beautiful. And
she
Tiffany
is, absolutely.
Giver and Henny and her work very hard to acquire, and it's their taste. And just like I like thrift store shopping, they don't. So who are we to judge?
That's
But
correct.
I just want for the people out there, do not get these two confused. You have a high maintenance bitch and you have a gold digging bitch. Totally different. So high maintenance would be just somebody who goes the extra mile, who likes to be pampered a bit more. Because I don't, doesn't make me better and them less than. I choose always, my kids can tell you all my life, I've always been the way I am. And I've had opportunity to own stuff. You know how I own name brand? Not that I care for it, but the pretty stuff that I do own, when my niece and my daughter give it to me. And then after a while, I pay it forward to someone else. Because everybody deserves to have a Tory
I
Burch
do that
shirt.
too.
You know what I mean?
Too.
They're
And
beautiful.
I love when people give me clothes. Like my oldest daughter does. She like periodically will clean out her closet and she'll go here. And she used to work in retail. So she would always have to buy the clothes, you know. And sometimes for me, I just don't feel like shopping. And then she'll send me a bunch of stuff and I'll try them on. I'll go, oh, this looks cute. This doesn't. And if it doesn't, I'll just give it away. I'll send it to Goodwill. But I love it. I feel like I just went shopping without spending money.
Oh my God! When you mailed me those 2 shirts, and I told you a large one. When I saw them, like, oh, I think I shortchanged myself. But when I put that
No,
on,
you put on, you look good.
it fit me like a
Doesn't
glove.
It doesn't fit me as well.
And I loved it, and that's when I did the photo shoot with it on. And that it's the shirt that I'm featured in the 50-ish, not your mama's, the 50-ish, the movement. And it says love it. And that's what I said. I'm a love all my curves, you know, my body that's shaped like a guitar without the chords. Boom. So then my cousin Elaine is on. Good morning, Elaine. Glad to have you. Nancy, her daughter.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, I said you're going to love the fact too that the shirt was only $5, so I know how much you love to save.
Oh yes, and then I love the fabric. Nancy says that she's like me, and Iris says her daughter's high maintenance. Yeah, Zachary and Tiffany should have been sisters. My cousin says she's a thrift store, but she's like that thrift store, like she knows when to go for like 50%, 75% off. So Elaine be finding great bargains. I've watched you, Elaine. You're really good at what you do. So I've been that buggery kid growing up in the streets of Bridgeport with nothing like the other kids, but I was a happy kid. My mom struggled to get the little things we had. It might not have been the best of things, but we never went without. And that's what, if you keep that in the forefront, then when you are blessed with all these great things, then you pay it forward and you give it to the people like me. Like I'm like their charity case when they want, you want this? Sure. Or no, you know, so I'll be that. I ain't got no problems. Nancy Harding says, Margie, her kids always look like $1 million. That's right. That's right. We always were shopping with them kids.
And see, I did with my kids when they were little, and my one is still little. My middle child, my teenager, she's way too low maintenance. And I'm like trying to push her a bit, you know, because I just make a little effort, you know. So that's like the extreme. We always think of high maintenance. We did have a lot of that in the conversation today. But it's the low maintenance, because low maintenance, what it does, and I know we're almost out of time, but low maintenance, what it does is it gives people, like, no matter what, you'll be judged. And not that you really care necessarily what other people have to say, but that's the reality of society. So high maintenance people will always be looked at going, oh, look at that person. They look how much effort they have to put in, blah, blah, blah. We make assumptions which may not even be true. But then a low maintenance person, it's like, oh, they don't even care about themselves. They don't make any effort. And I worry with my daughter is the fact that sometimes it will be taken as, if she doesn't care that much about herself, then I can treat her a certain way because she's not going to care, because she makes no effort into herself. Because I've seen that happen. So on that, I don't even know how to navigate sometimes the extreme other side of it to get somebody to push and find their style and, you know, fix themselves up a little bit and make the effort. So
I think, and that's a valid point to be fearful of, because we can't always be with our kids. But I think that sometimes we underestimate our own kids, and they observe us and they listen to us. And I think that what we're thinking they're not listening to our direct conversations, they are picking up like sponges, like when they
Yes,
hear you talk to
absolutely.
people. So sometimes when they're low maintenance like that, and they're in that in between age, like which way are they gonna go? They're finding themselves. So when they do
Right.
go out into the world, and if they choose to stay low maintenance, then they're gonna be okay, because when people judge them by looking at them, and once they start talking, they're gonna blow their mind. It's gonna be like, what? Like, my son is heavy. He's heavy set. He's always been heavy set. And people used to always make fun of him, right?
Mhm.
And sometimes it used to hurt his feelings. And I said, you have a choice. Either you stop eating as much as you do, or you grow some tough skin. Because if you stay the way you are, you're going to hear this all your life. And I can't be beating everybody up who's saying something to you. Trust me, I tried. I had no problems rolling up to somebody picking on my son, because that's bullying. And even then I didn't deal with it. So, and now my son is still overweight right now, but he's a sexy motherfucker. You know what I mean? And
He's
you know
adorable.
why he is sexy like that? Because his personality is like, people would pay to be trained to have such confidence and such a funny, just energetic aura about him, that, and his sexual aura, besides him being a chubby guy, it attracts these beautiful model looking women. And I'm thinking, like, what the hell? What kind of swag does he have? And the only thing I can tell you is by him listening, because I used to bring my children with me when I would do public speaking on rape and domestic violence, and how to motivate yourself to get out of any problems. I always brought them along because I needed them to hear that. And I think that the confidence, do I want him to lose weight? Of course, for health reasons. But you look at him and you might see a little Michelin, doughboy, whatever you want to say, whatever names they want to do. But when Robert speaks, people listen, because he has that confidence. He has that self-love and self-assuredness. And I believe that even though your daughter doesn't speak to you about it, she's listening to you.
Good. That's good. Thank you for that. We're just a wealth of insight and information this morning. So thank you so much for staying on a little bit longer. We did start a little bit late because we were too busy chit-chatting before we got on this morning. So, but listen, be here for Thursday's conversation, not because of the fact that it's going to be a fantastic conversation with a great guest, but just because we want you here, and we want you to hear all of this, and we want you to share and take the time with us. This was great. Lots of interaction today. And that's what we want. We want to see these comments and hear what you have to say. So this Thursday, we have a conversation on self-worth. So this is going to tie into what we were talking about today. We want to know how much you think you are worth. And we're going to talk with our special guest, Kenyetta Banks. She's a friend of mine who works for the Women's Business Development Council here in Connecticut. And she's a fabulous, absolute fabulous lady. And we're going to have conversation and talk about how much you are worth. This is a really, really big, important conversation, because and it's not just, again, we tend to lean towards the female side here, but men, it's the same way. It's about self-worth and what you're willing to give back to yourself because you are worth it. So please join us for that conversation on Thursday. And any last words, Margie?
Yes, I just real quick, Nancy, Iris said Fordham in the Bronx. That's right. Every other week we went shopping, and every other week I bought them new sneakers. That's just how it was, and that's because they deserved it. Nancy said, "I have no one to give me hand-me-downs." Well, we'll talk, Nancy.
That's right.
Tons of it.
Yes.
And Nancy goes, "Yes, that's me. He is so handsome. He is like my son," because she practically raised Rob. And my cousin Elaine says that my kids had the new stuff, and I thrifted for me so they could have the clothes they want. But I love when I find clothes at thrift stores with tags, with expensive tags on it for cheap. Yeah, so do I. The linen is the great stuff that I buy there. Hello, Maria Garcia. And Iris says, and puto's funny, because that's what I call my son, Robert. My little puto. He is funny. He's funny, and he has that beautiful Colgate smile. And I'm just loving my kids today. Tiffany, I love you. My son is not on Facebook, so he doesn't see me. But yeah, you know what? I love them with all their faults and flaws, and because they accepted me as their mom with all my faults and my flaws. And when I couldn't hug them, it took me. My daughter was 10 years old when I finally allowed my kids to hug me. But I told them, I love you. I just can't have you touch me. Um, eh, and they understood and they saw past that. So they never felt that they never had my love. So what I'm saying is, as parents, our kids watch us. And although we may think they're not paying attention, they're listening. So be proud of yourself that even though there's no one-on-one, they're observing how we act with people and how we speak to people, and they're soaking it up. So I think, you know what, the best we can do is be our best version of ourselves
Yes,
and
absolutely.
live with positive intentions. And if you couldn't do that in the past, damn it, you got us now. Let's
That's
start it
right.
together. Let's start it now. And you're gonna have those days where you're like having Tourette syndrome, fuck my life, but then say it, purge it, and then come back to the loving place. Okay.
And with that, thank you so much for tuning in today. We will see you guys on Thursday. And remember, be you, be real, and be extraordinary. And Margie?
Namaste, mi gente. Learn to breathe in the beauty and breathe out the bullshit. Namaste.
Everybody,
See
thanks
you
so much.
Thursday.